Champion Justin Gatlin on the show, filling in for Justin Clark. Justin, appreciate it. And for the people who don't know how this all came about, real quick, let me just fill them in. Because I've been here with Florida Man Radio for about like 4 months now. Since March I started. And thanks to Stevie bringing me in amazing people. As you've seen, you've been here a few hours, and you've seen how cool everybody is already.
Absolutely. This is a real cool, chill to be at.
Just like Justin Gatlin, Justin Clark, who does the show here as well. At the air, during commercials, he told me a story about when he was on a Greyhound from Tennessee, and he had just mentioned, man, I remember, what was that guy's name? He's the champion, man, the great Justin Gatlin. That's right. He was on the bus with us, Justin Gatlin. And I was like, no way. I mean, I know Justin. I met Justin. We know we have a mutual friend named Furlan.
Yeah.
Who will get a little bit later on the show. Big Furlan. Everybody knows Furlan in Orlando. If you're from Orlando or Central Florida, or you're in the weightlifting game, you know Furlan.
Exactly. I call him the mayor of Orlando, man. He knows everybody and knows how to connect everybody.
Good dude, man. Really, really, really good dude. Good father too,
and
man.
You can't miss him. He's the biggest guy in the room with the shortest shorts on.
Yeah. So we have a mutual friend, and I did his Sweet 16, and you happened to be there that day as well. So, we had a good time, and I told Justin Clark that, and I was like, you know what, I have a mutual friend, and then he was like, you think we can call him and get him on the show? It took 2 calls, and you were on the show that day.
That day. Within 20 minutes, I think. Within 20 minutes, I was on the show. We had a great talk, man, and it led to this. Here I am today.
So, yeah, real quick for the people who don't know that story, what were you doing on that Greyhound bus from Tennessee, and where were you going?
It was holidays. I went to college at the University of Tennessee. I was probably 18, 19 years old at that point in time, and I didn't have the finances to fly home, so I took the bus. And if anybody has never took a Greyhound bus or any kind of bus to travel, I suggest that you not take it, because a road trip on a bus for a 6-hour drive turned into a 17-hour trip for me.
Oh, yeah.
I stopped in every small town along the way.
That happens.
But I was able to see things I never saw before, and it gave me a good experience.
And you meet people you would never meet. You know what I'm saying? I used to take the Greyhound all the time. When I lived upstate New York, Rochester to Brooklyn, from upstate to the city, I used to take Trailways. There was the other bus called Blue Jay. I used to take Greyhound. Bro, I was heavy on those buses.
Yeah.
And then when we moved to Florida, since all my friends from middle school and high school were in New York, I used to often like to go back. 27 hours on the Greyhound from Florida to New York.
Yeah, if you're a people person and you like to travel, jump on a Greyhound, jump on any kind of bus that's going to take you around the United States.
So ever since then, Justin Gatlin, man, you've been through you've been through a lot, man. As far as a lot of championships, a lot of winning, a lot of people that you've been leaving in the dust. How's it been, man? How's the ride been for you?
It's been amazing. When you could say that you've had a childhood dream and you was able to accomplish it, and you look back at it and you like, man, this is so surreal. As a young age, I wanted to be an Olympic sprinter. And
when did you realize that? Like when you were just like in preschool or whatever, you were dusting everybody. Like you're like, man, you know what?
So the funny story, I always thought that I was going to be, or I decided I wanted to be an Olympic sprinter when I was like in high school. You know what I mean? I made my way from college to pro and then became Olympic champion. But I went home not too long ago for an AAU meet for youth kids.
Okay.
And one of my elementary school teachers showed me a snippet from when in the yearbook, and I said that I wanted to be an Olympic sprinter and jumper.
What?
From first grade. So I didn't realize, it blew my mind. I didn't realize that it was already seated in my mind. That's what I wanted to do. So yeah, I carried on that journey and I went on. There was a lot of trials and tribulations that I went through, but that's life, right? And for me, it was amazing. It was an amazing journey. It took me around the world multiple times. Yeah. Flights, first class, staying in all these different hotels. With success, it comes pressure as well, and you're racing against people like Usain Bolt.
Right. How's that? Fast.
It was amazing. I can say now, since I'm retired, it was amazing. Why was it amazing? Because I've never experienced an athlete in my life that pushed me to be a better athlete and also pushed me to be a better human being.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. It was great to see you guys race. Because he was scared too.
Yeah.
At the same time, he's racing Justin Gatlin.
We've always had conversation about when we line up against each other, we know we have to bring our A game. If you watch races while I'm not racing against him, he's having a good time, he's celebrating. The same thing with me. I'm dominating. But when we lined up together, it was all about focus and racing because we didn't want to lose against each other.
Now, when you guys are lined up together, but when you get to that stripe, before the race, is it strategic to look at him or not? Do you focus just straight on your line? You don't even look to the side? Or did you give him that look like, yeah, I'm about to take it?
So usually when you're lined up, that's when you go through the roll call, lane 1, lane 2, and the names are called. And, you know, you're focused either on your lane or the camera for the television or the crowd. You're usually not focused on the person next to you, your left or your right. But little known fact, before we come out, we're all sitting in a small room. And I mean, like the room we're in right now, it would be 8 of us in a room. And we're all sitting and it's so quiet you can hear a pin drop. Because that energy in the room right before you go out into a race, and think about you're going into the Olympic finals or the World Championship finals, and you know that destiny is right hovering over all of us. It's so quiet, and the energy and the air in the room, it's a lot.
Right. But at the same time, I'm sorry to cut you off, but at the same time, don't you have to feel really, really proud, right, inside of you, because you're representing everybody over here in this country watching you. You know what I mean? It's like you're representing for us, you know, and where everybody's like, you know, pulling for you.
The funny thing is that when you were warming up, you're thinking about yourself. When you go into that call room, you're thinking about yourself and all the training that you've had and the hard work that you've put together to make this moment happen. And then when you step out there and you see that one person holding an American flag all the way across all the way across the world in some other country.
That's like the boost button?
Yeah, it's like they're going crazy holding this flag and they're surrounded by Jamaican flags and other flags. You're like, for that guy right there. We're doing it for that guy. You here for me, I'm here for you. That's how awesome. It feels, yeah.
That's awesome. Justin Gatlin on, Olympic champ Justin Gatlin on with LilShawn right now, filling in for Justin Clark, Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM. Again, feel free to text us. Let us know if you have a question for Justin Gatlin. Feel free to call us up. 321-339-1055. We'll answer the phones live on the air right now. Also, we're going to call Ferlin, man. Let's get Ferlin on the line real quick and see what Ferlin, you know, see what Ferlin has to say about Justin Gatlin, because, you know, Ferlin's your boy, so he's not going to hold back, you know.
That's my boy, man. Beyond just running, like that's my big bro right there, man, for sure.
Now, let me ask you this, because now that you got money, you know what I'm saying, now that you're doing your thing, do you find yourself having to shave off certain people because they come at you a different type of way?
No, I mean, my inner circle has always really protected me. You know, my parents they went to every major championship throughout my career. And I come from a background where I didn't have anybody in my family that did sports. I was really the first one to take it to this level. So,
was your family involved? Were they always coming to the meets? Were they pushing for you, or the type of parents that like, all right, we're not going to make it today?
No, they did.
Okay.
But the first time I came home with my jersey to tell them I made the track team from middle school and high school, they laughed at me. They looked at each other and then they laughed because I was known as a lounge lizard when I was growing up. I was very slow to do things, very slow walking, very slow to do the chores around the house. So when I told them I made the track team, it was like, no, you, Mr. Slow Man? So when they saw me run for the first time, they became instant fans and traveled with me around the world.
That's awesome, man. Justin Gatlin on with the Justin Clark Show with LilShawn here, 660 AM, 105.5. Oh, we had a call there. I was going to answer it real quick. But let me ask you this, because now the top awkward task that we pay someone else to do for us, that's why I was asking, you know, because now that you got a little bit of money, I mean, you may not want to do certain, you know, these certain things. A survey came out, and when was the last time you've done this? Call a locksmith after you lock yourself out? Or do you break a window?
No, because then you still got to pay for the window too, right? A locksmith in a window.
I leave one window always open.
Do you?
Yeah.
Everyone, I have my dogs listening. You hear that?
Yeah, go ahead. Feel free. I got my pit bull inside. You don't want to see him.
Everyone listening. You hear that too?
But my neighbors, and my neighbor always has like an extra key anyways. But just in case he's never there or whatever. But I never say which one it is.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, that's very neighborly. I mean, for a neighbor to be able to hold the key for you, that's really cool.
But you yourself, you locked yourself out and you did what now?
So I was coming back from a trip. I think I was coming back from Rome or Zurich. And it was probably, I got home around 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember walking up to the door and pulling on the door and not opening and realizing I did not have my keys at all. I had to get on the phone, call a locksmith, a 24-hour locksmith, and they came through. They came through an hour later, and they opened it with so much ease. They put this little airbag, and they pumped it up, and they wedged it between the door frame and the door, and They unlocked it and they were gone in like 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah, it made me feel stupid. It made me feel real stupid. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. So anybody locked out, make sure you remember where your keys are at. Make sure you bring with you if you're gonna go overseas to come back at 3:00 in the morning, because it's gonna be hell trying to get your keys, trying to get in that door.
Or if you need your door knocked in, maybe you can call somebody like Furland. You know what I'm saying? Maybe hit air right there, because he's on real quick.
Hit
air on the computer right there, and we'll bring Furlan on. Furlan is calling in right now. Justin Gatlin's homeboy from here in Orlando, Florida, the one and only Furlan.
I'm new to this, so I got to figure out where the call is.
It's right on one right there. You see it? Let me see. Anyways, but again, a little more like on our guy Furlan real quick before we bring him on. Like, how long have you known Furlan?
I've known Furlan for the last 5-6 years almost. So yeah, he's a cool dude. I've never seen him really upset and really angry at all.
No,
he's a real cool dude for sure.
And there's a lot of like me. I like going through social media. I'm one of these guys that likes going through social media. I don't like any negativity on social media.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't like any negativity on social media or anything like that. So I like scrolling through. But I like seeing guys like Furlan who are out there with their daughters, with their sons, doing things and motivating other people. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to do that. He's got everything going on for himself already.
Yeah.
But just the fact that he takes it upon himself to motivate. Was there a time? You got it? You see, you found it?
Yeah.
There he
is.
Here
we go.
Furlan! Hey, can you hear me?
There
What's up,
it
man?
is. How you doing, buddy?
Speaking of motivating, I'm trying to motivate people, and you guys are talking about me.
Yeah, that's all. Well, listen, man. Like I said, I like when I watch on social media and I see and I come across posts like your post and people who are motivated, who are motivating people, man. So that's kudos to you, my brother. Keep that going because it's contagious.
You are the epitome of motivation, man.
It's funny, bro. I think sometimes when people ask me this question about why do I do this? Why do I motivate people? I think you have to be born with it. And I remember seeing a kid fall off a tree when I was in the islands in Grenada. So I'm walking to a quiet area in the gym. I remember seeing a kid fall out of a tree in the islands when I was a kid. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Fell. My uncle tried to run and save him. And that day, my uncle became my hero. He missed the kid. The kid fell. And a few months later, I'm at the beach, and I saw the kid, and the kid must have had some kind of brain surgery, and it broke my heart. And I was maybe like 7, 8 years old. And at that age, just sitting there looking at the kid, wishing I could help him. So I think it's something you have to be born with. Like I just love helping people. I don't know. I can't explain it. That's why I became a firefighter, and the fitness industry was like my true calling, So it's just something that I can't explain it. It's just in me. I just like to help, and I want to make a difference in people's lives. And it kind of sounds cliche-ish, but that's just who I am, man.
No, but we do need that, man. Like I know it may sound cliche to some, but we a lot of people need that. Sometimes someone's going through something, and just seeing that one post, man, could make that person's mentality just flip the other way.
Yep. I'll give you a prime example of that. I was at a gym, and I saw a lady in there. She was pretty much in a dress and tennis shoes. Not the typical gym outfit, and she looked a little lost. She was overweight, and something inside me was just like compelling me to say something to her. But I said, you know what? In this day and age, there's a lot of creeps in the gym. I don't want to come off as that guy. And it bugged me for about 20 minutes. Finally, I walked over to her, and she was on the leg press machine. And I wasn't even doing legs that day, and I sat on the machine next to her, and I did a couple sets. And I looked over, and I said to her, because I just wanted to say something encouraging, and I said, you're making it look so easy. I said, keep it up. And she's like, oh, seriously? Thank you. That's all she said, okay? Walked away. I'm in that gym about 2 weeks later. The lady comes up to me. She goes, I just want to thank you. I said, for what? She goes, I was so intimidated about going into a gym. I didn't have anyone to show me anything. I just felt like I shouldn't be there. People were ridiculing me. And those words you said to me that day prevented me from canceling my gym membership and quitting.
Wow,
and I was like,
cool.
what? Yeah. I got
Cool.
chills. I'm getting chills telling the story. Yeah.
Hey, man. I mean, you are so motivating. I think we had a conversation the other night, man. You're a connector. You're a person that even if you don't know how to get it done, you're going to find out somebody who can help do it. And that means a lot today, especially in today, the community we have today. Like, you inspire so many people just by walking up to them. Your determination to stay fit, stay strong. It helps people want to be healthy.
Being know what, Justin? We talked about this the other night on the phone. I don't see that in myself. I honestly don't. When people say, oh, this, I was like, I don't see it in myself. I know how I feel and always want to help people, but I don't see the impact I have on people's lives when people tell me stuff. And then I feel good about it, but I don't see it. And 5 minutes later, I'll go back to it's like, oh, I'm nothing. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing.
Hey,
You know?
you Superman, man. That's how Superman is. He's saving one person at a time, man. He's not thinking about, I got to save this whole city today,
I was like, man, I'm Chocolate Superman. I'll name myself that from now on.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Ferlin, you still doing the products and everything like that, man? Where can people go find you? Find out, more about Ferlin, man. IFBB Pro here.
So I've got a few things going on right now. Right now, I have my Instagram, Ferlin Bailey IFBB Pro. I do online coaching. I do personal training, from nutritional guidance from housewives to professional wrestlers to Olympic sprinters. I know a few of those. I know one great guy. But also, I just partnered up with a company called Get Fueled Meals. It's a meal delivery company located in Longwood, Florida. We deliver to all over Central Florida and ship nationwide. And so with my partner, Jennifer Sweeney, she's also an IFBB Pro bodybuilder. She started the company a few years ago, and I joined her recently to try to expand things to go nationwide. It's truly blessing, man. So it's her Instagram is @GetFueled. But that's all I'm doing, man. Fitness and health and running my kids to basketball back and forth. That's me every day.
That's awesome, bro. Like I said, I like seeing that on social media, man. It motivates us,
Yeah.
Yesterday I'm in the backyard all day, like raking up like mulch and stuff. And he comes to me. He's like, Dad, can you please take me to go play basketball? This is like 7:45 at night. So Justin, I took him to the gym and just threw him in there. He played until like 9:30. I was just sitting there working, just sitting on the court. So,
that's some Kobe grind right there, man.
Yeah. Oh man, and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. People are like, oh, you're running everywhere. It's nothing to me, It's just, I didn't have that growing up, and I never wanted my kids to feel less than.
So we know you spend a lot of time in the gym, and we see right now on social media, we see a lot of crazy videos of people lifting in the gym incorrectly. Do you have any personal stories of seeing anybody in the gym lifting incorrectly, or any crazy stories from the gym?
Oh my goodness! There was a guy doing lat pull down a few weeks ago, and he was just rowing. He was just like, I thought he was like on The Amazing Race or something, just rowing, like he's pulling all the way back to the ground. So once again, my nosy self, I felt compelled, and I walked over. I'm like, hey, and I didn't say you're doing it wrong. I never say that to someone. I said, hey, have you tried doing it this way? Just to show him something. You know what he said? He yelled at me, I got this, back off. I was like, all right.
He was on his pre-workout game. That's what it was, man.
He was on his pre-workout game, man. But yeah, and a lot of times you see a lot of people doing things wrong, and like you were just asking, I don't tell someone they're doing it wrong. I'll walk up to them, and I'm like, oh, man, I said, I love doing those. I said, have you ever tried doing it this way? Because, A, you don't want to embarrass someone or insult them. Yeah. So it's all about the approach.
Right. Yeah. And that's how you do it, man. I appreciate Ferlin Bailey on again. Ferlin, where can everyone, especially our family up in Fort Walton Beach, 1031 Fort Walton Beach, where can they find you again? Give them your social media one more time.
My Instagram is my name, Ferlin, Ferlan. Last name is Bailey, Bailey, and it's IFBB Pro. So Ferlin Bailey, so it's @Ferlin Bailey IFBB Pro. I'm so sorry for the noise, guys. I was in the gym and I had to walk outside.
No, it's all good, man.
You're doing your thing. You're in your environment. So even speaking of that, I mean, what are some tips that you can give some people listening that are getting ready to go to the gym or just left the gym or just trying to even start in the gym? What's some tips that you can give them to be able to have some kind of success and see change in their body?
Okay, so game plan. Justin, you know this as well as anyone else. Game plan. I want you to get a book, whether it's, a little booklet, and have a journal. Day one, This is what I'm going to do. So you have to have a game plan with anything in life, especially if you're going to the gym. Proper nutrition. What you're going to eat before the gym, what you're going to eat after the gym. I'm a proponent of, if you're going to be in the gym for a long period of time, you want to have a little bit of carbs, carbohydrates, a little bit of protein, and a little bit of fat. A little bit of fat is going to sustain the energy throughout the workout. So if you have pretty much like just carbs and protein before the workout, especially if it's a simple carbohydrate, something fast, halfway through the workout, if you ever notice, you lose energy, you die down. So by having a little bit of fats in there for that pre-workout, that gives you sustainment. Now, after the workout, the other tip I like to give people is no fats. The first meal after your workout is zero fats. Why? Because you just did a lot of pounding. You broke down the glycogen in your body, and now you want your body to absorb everything you put in so fast. So fats will pretty much slow down digestion. You want protein and carbohydrates after the workout, zero fats immediately after the workout.
So what's a simple carb? Because some people listening are probably gonna be like, a simple carb. Okay, I'm gonna eat a waffle or a pancake right now.
So a simple carbohydrate, berries, any kind of berries, good in antioxidants, white rice. You have pretty much cereal, baby cereal, Gerber, believe it or not. Gerber baby rice is a simple carbohydrate. It's good enough for an infant. It's good enough for a human. It's quick and easy. You don't need a microwave for that. Cream of rice is also another thing. But if you don't have access to anything like that, just berries. Pick up a handful of berries, a half cup of berries for the ladies, 1 cup of berries for the guys. You're having your simple carbohydrates, your simple sugars, and you're getting a good antioxidant in your body.
You know, we have Ferlin Bailey on and Justin Gatlin filling in for Justin Clark on Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM, and of course on the Fort Walton Beach, 103.1 FM. According to a nutritionist, now Ferlin and Justin, here are the best foods to eat as a midnight snack. Now let's see if you guys, world champion and world champion, 2 world champions on here, right? Let's see if you agree, okay? Sliced turkey. Right. It's the protein fills you up and the tryptophan helps you sleep. So these are perfect midnight snacks. So what does the nutritionist have to say about these? So that's number one. What do you think, Ferlin?
Okay, I 1,000% agree with turkey. You want to make sure it's low-fat turkey. You want to make sure it's a lean turkey, and there is an ingredient in turkey. I won't go into depth with like the nerd science of it right now. That does help induce calming and sleep. That's why with some of my clients, I usually give them turkey towards the end of the day, like meal 5 or meal 6. He's absolutely right about that. But
you're
you want
trying to
make
get them
sure
to
it's
take
a
a nap,
low-fat turkey and a low-sodium turkey.
Got you. So no Thanksgiving turkey on a regular basis.
Nah, because that's where we get the itis, bro.
Okay.
All right, number 2 here. Number 2, a nutritionist says that this is okay as a midnight snack. Cheese and crackers. Again, cheese has tryptophan, plus it's easy. Ideally, you should choose a cracker that's high in fiber to keep the blood from sugar spiking.
Do not agree.
Okay.
Okay, so fats. I'm also a proponent of no fats at bedtime. So old school knowledge and teaching will show you that fats help slow down, the digestion and stuff like that, which prevents like a blood sugar glucose drop during the night. But if you're trying to burn body fat, and I've even experimented on this myself before I started teaching others. Hold on, dump truck is coming through. Hey, I'm on the radio here, guy.
The mayor himself.
So I prefer a simple, like what we were talking about recently, a simple carbohydrate, believe it or not.
All right.
Cream of rice or a half cup of berries with a protein. So what that's going to do, it's a simple carbohydrate. It's going to spike your metabolism while you're in a rest period. Your body's going to be speeding up to try to burn that, and you're going to wake up actually lighter and looking leaner because you're not doing a fat before bed.
All right, number 3, veggies and hummus. It says low-calorie option and is also quick and easy.
Veggies are good, yes. Veggies are excellent.
Bananas and peanut butter. Peanut butter is another food with tryptophan, and banana has potassium to relax your muscles and help you sleep better.
No, don't agree with the peanut butter. I've experimented with that, and I woke up looking like a beach whale. I'm serious. I got pictures to prove it.
All right, cereal, but without sugar. It says eat it with milk, not dry. The calcium in the milk helps your body produce more melatonin.
Okay, if it's a low-fat cereal, Rice Krispies, Rice Chex, something that's low-fat and low in sugar, perfect. And if it's going to be a milk, 30-calorie almond milk.
Okay. And then the last one, protein bars or snack bars. Opt for the ones with nuts or stay away from the chocolate ones like coffee flavor ones. The caffeine in those might keep you up.
Correct. I would stay away from those exactly too. Because it's more processed as well. And I try to get away from processed foods. And the nutritionist is absolutely right about that.
Awesome. Ferlin, man, we appreciate you for coming on, man. The one and only Ferlin Bailey, IFBB Pro. Ferlin, tell them where they can find you again, man.
It's my Instagram is Ferlin Bailey, IFBB Pro. Instagram. You can also find me in any gym in Orlando during the week. I rotate all over the place, but my Instagram is the best place to reach me. And I answer all messages. I'm on my phone 24/7. Justin knows this. I don't sleep.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is true.
And he's quick to get back to people, too.
Quicker than me. And that's hard.
Furlan, we appreciate you, my brother. Have a blessed day, man, and keep on being positive and pushing people along, man. I pray, we love you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Likewise, guys. Love you both, man. Love you both. Keep doing a great job, Shawn.
Thanks, buddy. Awesome, man. I love Furlan, man. Furlan's a good dude right there, man. Justin Gatlin, Olympic champion Justin Gatlin. More with him again. 321-339-1055. We're going to take texts and we're going to take calls after this. We're going to take a quick break. Florida Man Radio and the Justin Clark Show. We'll be back with Justin Gatlin and LilShawn.
Florida Man Radio.
This will take you straight there.
Startup sequence initialized.
The Dan Bongino Show.
Central Florida, it's Dan Bongino. I couldn't think of a better fit than being on Florida Man Radio. Look, I call it like I see it, plain and simple. It's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's about debunking any nonsense rhetoric, period. I'll give you my viewpoint from both my background in law enforcement and being in the White House, seeing everything from the ground floor. That's what you'll hear each weekday from noon to 3 during my show, The Dan Bongino Show, only on Florida Man Radio.
If you live in a community with an HOA, get the max for your fees with Morrison Management. Your voice as a homeowner makes a difference. So mention Morrison. Morrison Management is a local licensed firm that goes above and beyond to make sure your community fees are going to good use. Get a free consultation. Call Tammy Morrison, 407-542-0367 or online Morrison Management LLC.
Morrison Management, going above and beyond.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun.
And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $16.50 admission now through the end of June. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Is there anything more annoying than car repairs? And the cost is ridiculous. Well, if you own some tools and aren't afraid of using a little elbow grease, you need to go to Budget You Pull It. Budget You Pull It can save you up to 80% in auto repair expense. They've got parts from bumper to bumper and everything in between. Fenders, motors, transmissions, batteries. You need it, you pull it. Got a junk car that you're trying to unload? Budget You Pull It also pays top dollar for junkers. You pull it, you save. BudgetYouPullIt.com.
Hey, it's Shannon Burke. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are friends of the show, and they're having an incredible BOGO sale on multiple MyPillow products. Right now, buy one, get one free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, the Giza Elegance, MyPillows, the 6-piece towel sets, and so much more. Now's the time to join millions of Americans who have changed the quality of their sleep with MyPillow. Just go to the radio listener specials page at MyPillow.com and use the promo code FLMAN at checkout. That's promo code FLMAN. MyPillow products are made right here in the United States, and they come with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of this limited time buy one, get one special on a huge selection of MyPillow products. And I've been using the MyPillow family of products for years. I urge you to give them a shot. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio specials page to find the incredible deals. Get the best night's sleep of your life with MyPillow. Make sure to use promo code FLMAN when you check out to get BOGO pricing on some of the best-selling MyPillow products. Now's the time to join millions of Americans who have changed the quality of their sleep with MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code FLMAN at checkout.
Right now at International Diamond Center, you can get that Rolex watch you've always dreamed of and spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest. That's right. Now for a limited time, IDC's incredible 5-year zero interest plan is available on over 800 luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. Luxury timepieces have never been so affordable. IDC's buyers have scoured the country, buying up only the best of the best pre-owned Rolexes, the ones you can't find anywhere else. Daytonas, Batmans, Pepsis, Datejust, Submariners, each one carefully inspected and in pristine condition. If you've been trying to find a Rolex, you know what a challenge it is. But IDC has the model you want in stock now at a very competitive price. And now through June 30th, you can pick out the Rolex you've always wanted. We'll make it more affordable than ever with special 5-year zero interest financing. Hurry in for the best selection. We've got hundreds of Rolex watches for both men and women. Don't miss this opportunity to get the Rolex you deserve. Only at International Diamond Center. On approved credit, some restrictions apply. See store for details or shop IDC.com.
Don't wait, act now. With hurricane season coming in, make sure you have your roof looked at professional so that we can document your roof before and after hurricane season. We want to make sure homeowners are taken care of and there are no surprises in the future. Karma Roofing makes sure that you know all your options and you choose the most affordable plan. So call us today at 321-GO-KARMA and visit us online at karmaroofing.com. CCC 133-2723.
Weekends are made for RVing. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned pro, listen to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World. RV Hour, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on Florida Man Radio.
When was the last time you got your AC serviced? Who would you call if your AC stopped working today? If you don't know, then you may be stuck in the heat for a long time. You need to call Four Seasons AC because they have the best customer service in Central Florida and 24-hour same-day service. Don't get stuck in the heat. Call Four Seasons today and ask about their $1,000 rebate on a new unit. 407-295-9231 or check out 4acnow.com. Four Seasons, the AC company you wish you called first.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now, back to the Justin Clark Show on Florida Man Radio.
Here we are, Justin Clark Show, LilShawn, Justin Gatlin, Olympic champion Justin Gatlin filling in for Justin Clark. You having fun, man?
I'm having a great time, man. I'm from Florida, so I have to be on the Florida Man Show.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I'm enjoying the scenery right here. If you guys could see what we see, it's a beautiful lake that's covered by trees and moss. It looks kind of creepy, but majestic at the same time.
I know, it's like a perfect Florida Man radio backdrop.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And also, man, Fort Walton Beach is beautiful up there. I want to get up there, man.
You know, I'm from Pensacola, so it's not that far from Fort Walton Beach, the Destin area,
Right.
you know. So it's the white sands, the emerald green water. Like, it's beautiful out there.
So we were talking off air real quick. And, did you guys know that today is? Hold on. We got to get to this. Today is National what? Donald Duck Day. Can you do the voice? What? That's better than me.
Oh, man.
No, that's not like
I should do that when I line up for a race, man, or my post interview.
Have everybody looking to the side and smoke them all. No, but we were going through this, and you had an interesting comment because we were looking up the days, and every day is like 5 different days. So today is National Donald Duck Day, and it's also a National Earl Day. So I think if people are named Earl,
It's their day.
it's their day. So I guess other.
Shout out to all the Earls out there.
I never heard National Bill Day or National John Day.
I have never heard of National
So
Justin
Earl
Day.
gets his own day unless it's something else.
It was always, for so long growing up, I was trying to find those keychains and those little vacation shops for a Justin. For so long, I could not find a Justin. So shout out to everybody who has a holiday. My question to you is, just like last week, it was National Donut Day. How do you feel about all these national days? Because growing up, I never even heard of any of these days. Now you have National Brother Day, Sister Day.
Oh, yeah.
I feel some type of way because I don't get these holidays off, but we have to celebrate these holidays for some reason.
Oh, so let me tell you what tomorrow is real quick. National Movie Night, National Ballpoint Pen Day, National Black Cow Day, National Egg Roll Day, National Herb and Spices Day, and National Iced Tea Day.
So, okay, all right. I like to go out to the movies. I like egg rolls.
Right.
I've used pins.
Okay.
So, I guess these are just ploys to be able to get you to remember to maybe do these things or try these things. Don't forget.
I like it because one of these things will probably get somebody out the house.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, egg roll. Let me go get an egg roll, or at least order. You know what I'm saying? Like just get out, get active. It should be National Active Day every day.
I hope that all movie theaters are going to remember this day is coming. This tomorrow, right?
Right.
When I went to the movies the other day with my wife, she We went and the bulb in the projector went out.
Really? What movie? Maverick?
Doctor Strange.
Really? Was it
Yeah.
good? Oh, you didn't even finish it?
We didn't finish it that night. I had to come back another night.
They gave you a voucher?
They gave us a voucher. Awesome. They gave us a voucher. So I need them to be on point tomorrow. All movie theaters be on point. It's your day.
But how far into the movie were you before the bulb?
I am the kind of person, I love watching previews. So I'm the kind of person that gets there early, have my popcorn, watch the previews.
I like that, yeah.
And not see none of the previews. And there were some good previews. The Jurassic Park had a couple of other ones coming out and couldn't see none of it. So it kind of made me feel some type of way. And then, having a 2-year-old right now, you got to get back home, make sure you get your rest because that baby's going to get up in the morning.
Oh, so, yeah. Do you stay after the movie too? See, I go before because I like the previews as well. I like to see what movies are coming in the future. And especially when I go with my son, we'll make like future dates. Because I'm like, oh, that's coming out in June. Hey, we'll come in June. That's coming out in September. Hey, let's come in September. But I also stay after because I like letting the credits roll because a lot of movies have surprises, little Easter eggs at the end of the movies.
Yeah, especially Marvel movies. Right. They have these little Easter eggs at the end or get you ready for the next movie that comes. So, yeah, definitely have to stay back and watch that. The whole movie theater left, and I was able to see what was going on afterwards and get ready for the next movie to come.
Justin Gatlin, Olympic champion on right now with LilShawn, Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM, 103.1 on Fort Walton Beach, filling in for Justin Clark. Now, you're retired now.
I am freshly retired. Hasn't even been a year yet.
Are you retired, or are you gonna put on a wig and race against the girls?
No, I can't do that, man. I can't. My chest is a little big,
Justina Gatlin, coming to the line.
There's a lot going on around here doing that now, but I couldn't see myself doing that, man. Especially everything I went through in my career, like just to even come back and just be sore and tired all over again. I do not miss the training part. The competing part, the competition, love it. We'll love it to the day that I die. But the training, I mean, if you live in Florida, you already know how hot it is here. Ugh. So imagine going out and running hard as you can with little rest and turning back around, doing it over and over and over again every day. It feels like the Twilight Zone.
I think what got you better was training in Florida, huh? With this hot ass heat.
Well, that's definitely a tip to be able to trim down. If you want to lose some of that fat, kind of how Ferlin was saying earlier in the last call, get out there and get a couple of runs in.
Now, let me ask you this, because we were talking about this off air too, and because yesterday they talked about this. We talked about this on air, and also when Justin was recording his TV show. By the way, you'll see it this weekend on Fox 35. You'll hear what the lawyers had to say about this actual Missouri appeals court ordered Geico to pay a woman $5.2 million, Justin Gatlin, okay, after she had unprotected sex in her guy's car, caught an STD. Geico initially refused the settlement of $1 million, so now they have to pay $5.2 million because she caught something in a car that was insured by Geico.
This is the craziest story I've heard in a long time. Wow. I mean, I never knew that your car insurance is going to be liable for whatever you catch when you are having intercourse in a car. That's a loophole. That's definitely a loophole, Sean.
So I'm asking, okay, so a lot of these guys, they get these prostitutes or girls or flings or cheaters, whatever, and they go to hotels. So if they catch something at the hotel, the girl does this open the door to them? Are they going to sue the hotels now, or the insurance, or are more lawsuits going to come from this?
I mean, definitely, I feel like it's going to open up Pandora's box. Even if at home, what if something happens at home and, your housing insurance, is that going to cover it as well? You know what I mean? But, oh man, I mean, it's already a taboo subject when it comes to STDs anyway. So to be able for her to go out there, I mean, obviously it's changed her life. So she's about to be $5.2 million richer.
And she only wanted one. Okay, this is why they're saying it's complicated, but it boils down to this. Geico refused to get involved initially and wouldn't join the guy's defense. So the court later said that by opting out, that was no defense at all. So the woman and the guy went to arbitration, which awarded her more. So they were only seeking $1 million. After arbitration, she got $5.2 million based on documentation that she provided. They also reached some sort of agreement that limited his personal liability as well.
So I wonder, did Geico immediately drop this guy? Did Geico immediately drop this guy after this case?
I'm pretty sure. And then when he goes to sign up with another company, are they going to look at his past and be like, well, let's see, you had a broken windshield. Oh, you had an accident here in 2014. Oh, yeah.
You're that guy.
And you gave someone an STD in your vehicle, and your last insurance company had to pay $5.2 million. No, thank you. Go with Patriot.
We call that, if you don't have insurance, you're out there riding dirty, and he's riding dirty.
Now, being a superstar and you guys travel the world, did you fight that off a lot? Like a lot of groupies, a lot of people, finding out where you are. Do you have that one particular groupie that's been trying for years?
You will be surprised. I mean, obviously, I've traveled around the world since I was 20 years old, and I'm 40 now. So you've come across a lot of groupies along the way, people who are thirsty to be able to slide into your DMs now, which is way easier. They don't have to come up to you anymore and just try to start conversation. But a lot of groupies, you got to fight them off. I mean, as an athlete, you got to stay focused on whatever is in front of you, especially if you're overseas, you're there for work, business. And you don't want to have a great night and the next day you got to compete and you have a bad day when you're working, So you got to know when to have fun and when to work.
Has somebody ever used you or your likeness to catfish someone else?
There's a lot of
like
pages,
fake
out,
pages
there.
out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of fake pages around the world that that pose as me. But obviously now, out of respect, they say they're fan pages. But you always have the homeboys. The homeboys are always going to be able to run game and use that. Like, hey, that's my boy right there. I helped train him. He's the guy who he is today. Oh, I used to beat him back in the day.
Back in 4th grade.
Yeah, back in 4th grade.
When he was slow.
When he was slow, I was the man.
Yeah, I beat him to the kitchen. Justin Gatlin on with LilShawn right now on the Justin Clark Show, Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM, and Fort Walton Beach, 103.1. Now, let me ask you this, because a study found that being optimistic can help you add years to your life. Do you believe that?
I do. I'm one of those kind of people who are very optimistic. Everything, even when I went through a lot of my trials and tribulations, I always kept a balanced mind and knowing that I'm going to weather this storm and come back, be better, stronger than ever. It's time. Time will pass, and you have to be stronger than what you go through.
Right. I always keep a positive mindset as well. Even when tough times are going, I'm like, all right, well, that was the tough, and now it's up from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So researchers tracked 160,000 American women for more than 2 decades and used the questionnaire to rate how optimistic they were. And the ones who managed to look on the bright side of things were more likely to have, a longer lifespan, live to 90 or older.
So women are more optimistic than men? Would you agree, or?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think it's caring, and I think as smart, smarter than women are than we are.
I can go with that, especially times when when men go through things, we revert back to being like babies sometimes. Like, man, what am I gonna do? I guess those are women gonna be there rubbing your back and saying,
I think the guy's biggest issue is not letting it out. We're hard shells. We're like turtles when it comes to feelings. We like keeping everything inside because as a man, even talking to another dude and letting them know that you're not doing so well right now. It's kind of like admitting that you're failing.
Yeah.
So girls, I think sometimes don't have a problem doing that. They have their friends that they can call and they can talk to and they can confide, and they'll cry it out for 2 or 3 days, but after that, they're moving on.
They do.
Guys hold it in because we want to be hard, man. Nah, man, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good, man. I'm good. Y'all want shots? Meanwhile, when you're home alone and you're just sitting there on the couch looking at Sports Center, you start thinking, and you know you ain't.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have a friend out there, and it's good to to keep things optimistic every now and again because that can lead to stress. Stress can lead to sickness.
I think so. I think nowadays men are doing a better job at it, man. We're coming to our guy friends like, hey, man, I'm going through it right now, man. How can I be there for you as a guy, as a friend? Back in the day, it was like, hey, you good? Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And the next thing you know, World War III happens. Like, man, I thought you were good.
Yeah. I was, but I really wasn't. You ain't asked me the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so again, I mean, this is a sign. Ask somebody, especially if you know somebody who's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're going through it. They may not tell you because these guys are super, super strong, guys and girls. They're super amazing. They're strong, like superheroes. So it's hard for them to come to somebody and say, hey, man, I'm having an issue.
Actually, and shouts out to all the veterans out there and all the active military out there. We appreciate, what you go through. And my transition right now is very difficult, and I'm not matching what I'm going through to what you all have gone through or going through. But just trying to segue back into society, it's a difficult thing. I've been doing sports for over 20 years, and now doing something else, finding a new passion, that's a hard thing to do, you know? So I see people who transition out of the military and trying to be able to find their place in society, in the community, it's hard for them to do. So anybody out there who knows veterans or active military or people who are segueing out, reach out to them, say hello to them, make sure you check on them, because that will make a world of a difference.
I think they need to have a better transfer program, or at least start looking into these type of ideas, you know, when we get our guys and girls back from the military, when they come back into society, to have a job for them already set up, you know. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's got to be hard. You know, I wasn't in the military, but it's got to be hard thinking. I'm thinking like, you know, you're over there, you're overseas, you're fighting a war, you're leading platoons and men and people and girls, and, you know, you're actually, you know, strategizing, and then you come back to work at Walmart. You got some peep job squad, you know, just telling you what to do, and you know what I'm saying. That's gotta you know, mess with your psyche.
Absolutely. My dad's a retired veteran, Vietnam vet.
Appreciate his service.
And he, as a kid, I always grew up like, tell me the stories about being over there. And he's just like, man, it was dark, and we just were shooting at the trees. We couldn't see anything. And then once I got older and watched documentaries of Vietnam and what they went through, and the napalm and all that kind of stuff, like it really, that he went through a lot of that. And he, to this day, he doesn't even talk about it. You know, he just wants to live life and be a normal person now.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Well, shouts to him, man. Appreciate his service, and you know, great dad. Look at the son that he raised, man. Justin Gatlin filling in for Justin Clark right now. Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM, and Fort Walton Beach, 103.1 in the Panhandle there. Now we're gonna call a Super Bowl champion. You got somebody else that we're gonna call later on, right?
Yeah. About 11:15. They'll give us a couple time, give us a little bit. He's gonna call in. He's handling some stuff right now, but Super Bowl champion Mike Coe, who was on that amazing Super Bowl win for the Giants. If you remember back in the day, I think they beat the Patriots, right? They beat the Patriots for that.
With the miraculous catch.
With the miraculous catch, yeah. So he's gonna come on in a little bit and speak about what it is like to be, you know, a Super Bowl champion, but also an NFL player, and what it is for him to segue out of sports and what he's going through.
Also, let's get to some of the messages here real quick, because I've neglected some of the messages here. So Jacob, what's going on, Jacob? What about homeowners insurance? Okay, no, we're not talking about home. Cassie just wanted to say hi, Justin. I remember watching you at the Woodham. In a couple of years, I am a couple of years ahead of you, but in Crestview and Baker. Happy to see locals do big things.
That's what I'm talking about. You see that? That's someone who understands. It's Woodham, and that's the high school I went to, and obviously she's from Crestview, so shouts out to her. Shouts out to her for representing the North Florida area for sure.
That's awesome, man. All right, Ray from Oviedo. Ray, what's going on, man? Good morning. Ray here. Good morning, LilShawn. I knew you were a perfect fit for Justin Clark in the Rican, and us will listen. 100% great job on the show. And he said, "What's up?
What's going on, man?"
Justin Gatlin filling in for Justin Clark for LilShawn right now. Florida Man Radio. We'll take a little break. We'll be back in a little after we come back. Super Bowl champion from the New York Giants on Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio.
The Shannon Burke Show.
The woman in the gallery yelled, "Johnny, I love you. Our souls are connected." Depp turned and waved to the woman before she continued to lift up a baby that she held in her arms and shouted, "This baby is yours." "This is your baby."
No, it's not my baby.
No. I want you to have this baby. This is your baby. Take it if you need it.
The Shannon Burke Show. Weekdays at 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 Central on Florida Man Radio.
If you're looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones, you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar. With 5 great locations, there's one bound to be near you.
There's always something happening at Frogger's.
Come with friends or bring the family for some food and fun.
Great place, great food, and the kids love it here.
Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, Altamont Springs, and Old Town. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $16.50 admission now through the end of June. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Morrison Management, going above and beyond.
If you live in a community with an HOA, get the max for your fees with Morrison Management. Your voice as a homeowner makes a difference. So mention Morrison. Morrison Management is a local licensed firm that goes above and beyond to make sure your community fees are going to good use. Get a free consultation. Call Tammy Morrison, 407-542-0367 or online Morrison Management LLC.
Morrison Management, going above and beyond.
When you want it, you pull it. Auto repairs can be costly, but when you know what you're doing, Budget You Pull It is there with the low-cost parts you need. Alternator shot? You pull it. Need an engine? You pull it. Budget You Pull It has 2,000 cars of all makes and models with the parts you need. Visit budgetyoupullit.com. That's budgetyoupullit.com. When you want it, you pull it.
Tune in this and every Sunday at noon for Bad Radio, Central Florida Networking. Join us as we take you on a local ride to visit with some of Orlando's best businesses. Sunday at noon, Bad Radio, only on the Florida Man Radio Network.
The best offer ever is back at International Diamond Center. 5 years, zero interest financing on practically everything. That $3,000 Eternity Band is just $50 a month. Buy now and spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. Don't miss this limited time offer. Get that $6,000 designer ring and pay just $100 a month. We'll even finance the sales tax. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable at International Diamond Center.
Heard about higher interest rates? Not to worry at International Diamond Center. Right now, with any purchase, you can pay zero interest for 5 whole years. Engagement rings, wedding bands, designer fashion jewelry, pendants, earrings. Buy now and spread your payments out over 5 whole years with zero interest. How about a $10,000 designer ring for just $167 a month? Don't miss this amazing buying opportunity now for a limited time at International Diamond Center.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
It's heating up out there, guys, so why not heat things up inside, too? Premier Couple Superstore has everything you need to get her temperature rising, so head over there right now. Premier Couple Superstore has got a huge selection of lingerie, shoes, toys, games, love oils, and a ton of great gifts. With Premier Couple Superstore, you don't pay those high prices because you go directly to the source. 5009 South OBT or shop online at premiercouples.net because a couple that plays together stays together.
Premier Couple Superstore takes you where you want to go.
If you've been involved in a car accident, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 and take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Hey, this is Big and Rich.
And let us tell you about a home away from home.
That's right.
Fisher Houses provide a home away from home for military families dealing with injury or illness. You got to think of it as like a Ronald McDonald House for our military and veterans. For more information, please visit fisherhouse.org. That's fisherhouse.org.
They deserve it like no other, so let's all get down and help them, y'all. fisherhouse.org.
Just doing what he had to do.
You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
WTYC Altamont Springs, WOTW HD3 Windermere, WXUS HD3 Tunellen Ocala, WCOB Valparaiso, Florida Man Radio. Now, back to the Justin Clark Show on Florida Man Radio.
All right, we made it. Hour one is done. Justin Gatlin, hour number 2. Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM, and 103.1 in Fort Walton Beach. On with Justin Gatlin, filling in for Justin Clark. Man, having fun, bro?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Appreciate you for coming in, man. Having a good time with you, bro.
I am too, man.
Is this the first time you ever co-host a radio show?
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
I've been wanting to for a while, but this is my first time. So when you guys allowed me to come on, I was like, I didn't get no sleep last night, man. I was just excited just to be on the show.
Have you ever tried a podcast?
I'm in the works of doing that right now. I actually had a meeting the other day to be able to start a podcast. So once we get that in order, I'll shoot you over the information, man.
No, that's awesome, because I was like, man, I can help you start your own podcast.
Here we go.
You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
That'll be awesome, man. We'll stay talking after the show. Justin Gatlin on, and we're gonna have a Mike Coe's calling in a few minutes. But before we get to Mike Coe, before we get to Mike Coe, I want you to tell me what you just told me about Snoop Dogg real quick.
So there's a story out that just came out that Snoop raised his salary of his personal blunt roller. What a cool job, right? The salary was in 2019. He did an interview, and the salary was between $40,000 to $50,000 just to roll Snoop's blunts.
$40,000 to $50,000 just to roll the blunts.
So there's a lot of people that are doing their career the wrong way. To be able to roll blunts.
And that's what it was before.
Just for one person.
Now they got a raise.
He got a raise, and he said the raise is inflation. So he's trying to keep up with the times and make sure that his people are good. $40,000 to $50,000. That's not a bad.
Is that something he can write off as a business expense though? Because it is an employee, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what strippers do now. Strippers write off, working and getting their attire and everything. They write that as a business.
Awesome.
Yeah. So people are catching up with the times. Instead of being a hustle, they're turning their hustle into a business.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting smart, doing their thing. I wonder when he's gonna have auditions or take applications for the next blunt roller. A blunt being rolled the right way is truly an art. You can't just have anybody roll them. Roll. If you smoke, you can't. You know what I'm talking about. You can't just have anybody roll something. You'd be smoking a toothpick or something. Your cheeks start touching each other. It's like, no, you can't do that.
What do you think the criteria for the resume? How do you think that he got this opportunity or shot, or whoever it is, he or her, to be able to roll Snoop's blunts?
He probably been with Snoop for a while. You know what I mean? And he's probably the one guy in the group that could always roll the blunts the fastest and the best. They always flow the best. They never canoe, which means they never, like when you're smoking it, they don't just burn on one side and then the other side looks,
Exactly.
So it has to. I'm pretty sure a lot of it comes through when it comes to hiring a blunt roller for $50,000+ a year.
Yeah. Hey, shouts out to that guy or lady who's doing that. They're living their dream right now.
That is hella money.
Do you think they listen to Snoop's music while they're rolling?
Probably not.
Yeah.
They're probably with Snoop the whole time. So I think they probably roll like 30, 40 blunts for Snoop and put them like in a case, kind of like cigarettes. And I don't think Snoop passes blunts.
Not anymore.
If I was Snoop, I wouldn't be passing blunts to other people.
It probably is a privilege to be able to have a blunt from Snoop.
And he's got somebody who can roll blunts. He can roll a blunt. Hey, John, roll a blunt for Gatlin real quick.
What's the last time you think Snoop rolled a blunt?
It's got to be years.
Ooh. And he smokes them daily. So, if he's doing that, that's new level right there.
There's places that Snoop goes that they know he's going to smoke and he's not supposed to smoke. I bet you Snoop smokes in church.
Well, nowadays, there's so many, the laws for marijuana and smoking have become so much better so for a lot of people. So
that's crazy. Well, let's go to this dumb guy real quick. I do this segment on the show is Get Off My Lawn with LilShawn. So let's get some What Off the Lawn.
Get off my lawn. Did you hear me? I said get off my lawn now.
Get Off My Lawn with LilShawn.
Get off my lawn.
Hey, you damn kids! Get off my lawn!
On Florida Man Radio.
All right, police in Los Angeles are looking for some guy who walked into a sex store called Cupid's Closet, pulled out a gun, told the cashier to empty the register, but he didn't take any cash. When he pointed the gun at her, she froze. She didn't do anything. So his attention shifted to the sex toys. So he walked over to the self-love section for men, and he got himself a love bot. And he showed the cashier. The cashier said, I'll take this instead. And walked out. It's not clear if he planned to use the toy or, if his priorities changed when he seen the toy. He wanted the toy instead of cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now the same toy, the same toy sells for $64 on Amazon. And police are looking for him for armed robbery. How are you going to explain this when you go to jail? What do you do? Armed robbery of sex toy.
Yeah, pleasure over payment.
Oh my goodness! And by the way, I'm gonna put his picture up or video up because they're still looking for this guy. And
well, I imagine where you can find him. He's somewhere held up in a motel room with his sex bot.
Man, he goes in to steal money, uses a gun. When the cashier gets panicked and freezes, he looks to the left, goes to the self-love section, and grabs himself a sex toy.
That's crazy.
You think he used it right away in the parking lot?
I hope not. I hope he had a clean. I hope he had a clean getaway. that would be another story on top of the story. Man found in parking lot performing sex on himself with sex bot.
It would not surprise me. As many Florida man stories that we've heard.
Oh man,
it would not surprise me. I'm with Justin Gatlin. Justin Gatlin filling in for Justin Clark, of course, the one and only Justin Gatlin, Olympic champion, now retired. But Justin, what are you looking forward to doing now? Like, what are you going to shift your attention to now?
I like doing this right now. I like being on the radio. I like doing podcasts. I like to be able to talk about not only my story, but what other stories are out there, give an opinion. I guess everyone has an opinion, but trying to give more knowledge and more clarity, especially when it comes to sports.
Right.
I think the audience doesn't realize what athletes really go through, from all sports. I felt like when I was competing, I felt like a robot sometimes because you only got to see me on television. So it feels like I was in a closet charging up, and then I came out the closet, activated, get your ass on that court, get out there on that track and field and do your thing, So to get more clarity about what we go through, our ups and downs, mental health, the struggles that we have just to be able to perform.
That's awesome. I think you got a knack for it, man. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it, the more people will figure out, hey, oh man, Justin's got his own podcast, his own show. Let's call him up. You have, because with being Justin Gatlin, you have a bigger and further reach than the regular person, LilShawn. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and call Usain Bolt and be like, yo, let me get you on tomorrow. Okay, my friend. That wasn't Jamaican at all, but yes, Naya. But I think that's a good look. Also, you said you were going to try to look into some real estate, right?
Yeah. Trying to do some passive income. That's a new thing to do right now. Trying to create something with real estate, commercial, and residential as well.
Maybe you should talk to Justin Clark. They have something going on over there. Maybe they could help you out under one roof over there. You know what I mean?
Know. See, I didn't even know that he even did that.
Yeah, they do a lot of things, man. He's got a show on Fox 2 called You Have Real Estate Too. So, very informative. He brings a lot of realtors on there as well. And very informative on Fox 35 on Saturday mornings as well. So maybe we can get you on that show once you get your properties, and we got the property management for you. I'm telling you, we got everything for you. Yeah?
So, hey, Justin, if you're listening, which I know you are, we'll talk about this.
Awesome. And I got a name for your podcast.
What we got?
Staying on Track.
There we go.
Bam!
There we go.
Staying on Track with Justin Gatlin.
There we go. I like that.
Look at that.
I like that.
Already. Now, before Mike Cole calls, man, like how'd you meet that Super Bowl champion?
I met him actually at a wedding.
Okay.
And we just hit it off, man. We hit it off there. Champion recognized champion, game recognized game. And we just clicked. He lives in the area locally. Our life has been pretty much parallel. We have kids around the same age. And, he's a good guy, good dude. What he does now, he is still in the realm of professional sports.
Okay.
He's a scout. He just got
awesome.
hired by Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
So Carolina looks to do really good things this year. And my boy Mike Coe over there, he's going to bring that talent to be able to help them get the right people in the positions.
Well, who better than a Super Bowl champion to help them do that?
There we go.
You know what I mean? He knows what to look for. That's awesome, man. Mike Cole is going to be calling the show here in a few minutes. On with Justin Gatlin, filling in for Justin Clark, Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM, and of course on the Fort Walton Beach, 103.1 FM. Let's go to some of the messages here. Dave the drummer, good morning, gang. On a recent Rogan podcast, Snoop rolled probably 9 blunts during his 3-hour show. So I guess he done it recently. 9 blunts.
He breathes weed. That's all that is. He didn't even breathe air anymore. He just
Like a
breathes
dragon.
9?
9 blunts in 3 hours.
I would be unconscious.
Oh, 706. Where's 706 from? Great show this morning, y'all. Y'all remember the Titans?
That's right. That flying W, you know what it is.
What's that? Now fill us in.
That's Woodham. That's the school that I went to.
Okay.
I went to Booker T. Washington my first 2 years in high school, freshman and sophomore, and then my junior year and senior year I went to, which was across town in Pensacola. That was the rival school in a way. And
Okay.
I went there. The coach was like, "Hey, you wanna get to the next level?" And I was like, yeah. He's like, come over here and train with me. And he got me ready for hurdles. That's how I actually got to college. I'm known to be a sprinter, but hurdles actually got me into college.
You think hurdles helped you get faster as far as, with that? Doing hurdles helped you become a faster sprinter?
I think so. Because you have to have quicker steps between the hurdles. It's a 3 count between each hurdle, and you have 10 hurdles. So, and I loved hurdling because there was so many challenges within itself. You're racing against 7 other guys. You're going over 10 barriers. You're racing against time.
Yeah.
You got to use your technique. So there's a lot of things that were there that could either make you or break you in that event.
Being a world champion, Justin Gatlin, doing traveling the world, meeting everybody, being friends with Usain Bolt, Super Bowl champions like Mike Coe. Did any of that prepare you for a kid?
No, not at all.
You got a 2-year-old? Is that your first kid?
No, I have a 12-year-old and a 2-year-old. It did not prepare me for kids.
Boy and girl, or
2 boys.
Awesome.
I'm a guy. I'm a boy dad.
Yeah.
So they're totally different, night and day. 12-year-old's calm, collective. He's like me, how I am now.
Okay.
Have a little goofiness to him. And that 2-year-old, oh man, maybe it's a terrible twos, or maybe it's just who he is. But he's persistent. He's determined. And he's impatient. He wants what he wants when he wants it.
Does the 12-year-old know who his dad is?
Yeah. He actually just texted me and said, "Dad, I just went 10 seconds in my first my first 100 meters at practice."
What?
And he's not a track runner, so that's the crazy part.
What?
Yeah. So I think we have something on our hands.
12 years old?
12 years old, man. 12 years old.
I can't race him. Smoke me already.
I'm bringing him to the studio. You're gonna race him in the parking lot.
Oh, that's what's up. We'll put it on the Facebook. LilShawn gets smoked by 12-year-old. No, but how cool is it, man, being a dad? Now that you don't have to travel the world, you get to stay with them a little more. Like what do you find yourself doing more with them?
Fun things, man. Because traveling the world so much, I didn't get the chance to, and starting competing at an early age, I didn't get a chance to do the fun things, like simple fun things like go David and Buster's. I never had a spring break, from college all the way to professionals, all those kind of things. I think we have, right now, we're going to bring in Mike.
Super Bowl champ Mike Coe.
How you doing, brother?
Hey.
What's up, my man?
Good morning. Welcome to the Florida Man Radio Show.
Good morning. I appreciate you having me on.
I'm with your buddy, man, Justin Gatlin, bro. He's a good guy. He was talking nothing but greatness about you, bro. Thanks for being on the show, man.
No, I appreciate that, man. That's a good guy you sit next to.
So you tell us your side of the story. How'd you meet Justin? He said y'all got drunk at a wedding.
Wow. That too. Actually, I was probably a senior in high school when we first met. I was running track. Obviously, Gatlin was tearing it up. I was just out there. So that was our first initial meeting. We reconnected down here, man, at a local friends meeting, wedding, and man, we just reconnected, and it's been love ever since.
That reminds me that I've raced against a lot of NFL legends, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis. Those are Florida guys. So racing against them through high school and college time, and my boy Mike here as well.
And you won all of them, pretty sure.
I'll just say that was my domain. You guys went on and did amazing things in your career as well. So Mike, I wanted to ask you, I know a lot of people, what does it feel like to be a Super Bowl champion, man? What was that moment when the confetti came down and you realized that, you was a champion?
I think it hits you more later. I think, you can relate to this. There's so much involved in what you're doing in your routine and the process. You don't really have a lot of time to kind of embrace that moment at that time. But I know the day after at the parade and going down the avenues of the heroes in New York City, that was storybook, man. I couldn't write anything better than that. No pictures that ever do that feeling justice, to be there and share that with your teammates at that time and share it with the city. New York City was on fire.
What was that that partying like? What was that partying like when the city that never sleeps? I mean, you are Super Bowl champion in New York City. You did get no sleep, I imagine.
Hey, bro, and it was so much that I was just on automatic pilot. You know what I mean? I can't even remember all the stuff that, all the hangouts. We hung out right after that, and we went straight to the float, to the party. We had to meet at the float, I think it was like at 7 in the morning. So most of us are trying to sober up.
No one threw up on the float, right?
Nobody threw up on the float. Man, the energy was still too high. It was like I said, it was a surreal moment. Sometimes even riding on the float, just sitting back, I was like, wow, I can't believe we just did that. People throwing like confetti out of their office buildings, and man, it was crazy, man. The fans was already downtown. They was waiting, so it was amazing, man. It was nothing that, however I dreamt it, my dream didn't do it justice.
That's awesome, man. Mike Cole, Super Bowl champ of the New York Giants, on right now with Justin Gatlin, LilShawn, Florida Man Radio. Mike, from being a Super Bowl champion, now you are looking for the next Super Bowl champions, huh?
Yeah, man. It's a blessing now to be on this side of it. Just going through the transition from leaving the game, and I'm just blessed and feel fortunate to be able to be in football permanently again. So to be on this side, evaluating talent, to be competitive again. It's not just out there recruiting guys, scouting guys. It's out there to win a championship. So, man, that's really exciting, man. And a lot of guys, it takes a while for us to find that. A lot of guys want to coach or try to find a way to connect to the game. But for me, it always has been the scouting part. My father's a coach, so I kind of grew up in that piece. And being able to evaluate talent and strategically build a team is something that I'm excited for this challenge in my life.
So Super Bowl champion, that's a rare feat that a lot of football players don't get to have. What was that transition like for you away from football into what you're doing now?
Man, it's up and down. I think the expectation for an athlete, and especially when you achieve that kind of success, you're used to a kind of routine of how you do things, the way you think, and with a kind of intensity, right? Mm-hmm. And when you come out of that, you realize that that's not normal. And it's taken me a while to realize how you're trained and how you wired for such a young age that's not normal. But it's been my normal, or most athletes' normal, for such a long time. It's hard to decipher the difference, man. And I think that's the biggest challenge. I was the former Central Florida president here for the NFL alumni, and just been able to talk with players, former players, obviously, of what they're going through, pain-wise, looking for the next career. And sometimes we can be too intense. Coming from that lane and the pressures, and you're used to that, though. And coming into citizen life, a lot of people's day to day aren't used to that kind of pressure and the intensity in which you work, man. So it is definitely difficult to kind of hit your stride and find what your new normal is, your new acceptance of what normal is.
So, you know me. I did an individual sport.
Right.
So my circle was smaller than yours. Your roster was huge, and it came with so many different personalities. How were you able to get along with so many different personalities and be able to, I would say, get on top of that podium, but win that championship ring? Like, did you guys have to put aside all your differences and work together, or was there a synergy that just was natural and you guys got along and knew exactly what needed to be done?
I think it's probably what you said, man. I think what you led off with. You got to remove your ego. Everybody has one, and I think the first step to win to create that synergy, you have to admit that. There's no way around that. You wouldn't, if you didn't have an ego, you wouldn't be in the position that you were, right? Because you're always fighting, scratching, and crawling. And I think some people don't realize that even when, as professionals, even the first rounders, they feel that because you're always fighting. I think some people admit, oh, he's a first rounder, it's easier. Yeah, it's different. It comes with its own responsibilities, but you're always going to feel like the underdog. You're always going to feel like nobody gave nothing to you. So you're always in that kind of fight or flight mode, you know?
Yeah.
So in the meeting rooms, to your point, you have to let that ego go, man. You have to humble yourself and come together. And when you really understand that it's never about you, you have to trust your teammates to do their job. And that doesn't happen. You can't fake that, right? You can't wave a magic wand and all of a sudden that happens. You know, that's built through training camp, OTAs, and actually getting hit in the mouth. I mean, that year where we started off, I think 5-2. We beat the Patriots at Foxborough that year. We had some big wins in the beginning of the year, and we got hit in the mouth, man, in the meat of the season, and people start flying now with injuries. But that brought us together. So to pick your second point of that synergy comes together, man, and you really realize that, hey, it ain't about me. Hey, my team needs me to do this. My team needs me to be this guy. I got a job to do, and they're depending on me to do it and do it at a high level. So I think once those things start to happen, you start to feel it. Then you start to see it manifest itself on the field, and you have no doubt about the outcome anymore.
Yeah.
So, man, it's one of the beautiful things I've ever experienced outside of getting married, man, is that feeling of being a part of something bigger than yourself.
That's awesome, man. Michael, Super Bowl champion on right now, Florida Man Radio, Justin Clark Show. And now you're making that possible for someone else. You're recruiting now as well. So let me ask you this, for that one kid maybe that's going to FSU, you want a U of F, maybe they're going to UCF, maybe they're listening Gators, Georgia. We got a lot of listeners, all over. And what, as a recruiter, as a scout, what are you looking for? Like, as far as give them the tips. What are you looking for as far as a player? And is their family important? Friends, social media, what they have on their social media pages, does all that boil into what you and how you look at a player?
Oh, absolutely. Everything is taken encompassing, right? Because we're an organization that investing money into somebody. Obviously, at the business, you're expecting return on that investment. So you definitely want to uncover any stones to let you know about who this guy is, right? I'm not around that guy 24/7 like the coaches are, or his teachers, academic advisors, all those sorts of things. So you really try to figure out who that kid is, what motivates them, right? Is money going to change them? Is having independence going to change them? I think it's changed in college from when I was there. Now they have so much support staff to help these kids. Now they don't really know how to do a lot, life skills wise. So is coming to the league going to be better for you, worse for you? Are you going to be able to make your own schedule? Do you understand that? Are you going to be able to do what it takes? A lot of those I think life skills is going to really tell me about who you are as a person. Some guys are be able to handle their business and have no worries, right? But off the field is so important, because those are the things that need to be replicated, repeated. And in the league, and like Dad will tell you, in his sport, any professional sport, it's not good enough to be good every now and then, because you'll be out.
Mm.
So you got to play at a high level all the time. You're playing against some of the best athletes in the world. So those are the kind of things that you want to discover about a player. His film is going to take care of itself, right? What you see on tape, right? That's going to take care of. If he's a player, he's a player. If he has the skills and the athleticism to compete at the high level, and he's just demonstrating that, that's, like I said, that will take care of itself. If a guy can run, he can run. If he can hit, he can hit,
Yeah.
right? It's all the other things that make up that player that as a scout, you try to figure out, you try to evaluate that, and can this guy play at this kind of level all the time? And so we look for those patterns on the film to see if he can be advantageous to our team.
Right.
So I got a question. We got a lot of listeners who are big football fans around the nation, right? For different teams. Can you take us through the politics? And I was reading an article today about Aaron Rodgers, and we know like the last couple of years he's had a weird relationship with the Packers, right? Let's just say that. And now he's come out and said that his contract will go through 2026, and he wants to retire a Packer. Could you kind of take the fans through how it is to politic with a team as an individual player, and do you get the respect you feel like you deserve from your organization?
A lot of different directions. I'll say this: player, you'll probably never get back what you put in from an organization, right? So if your expectation is them to fulfill you in any way based on the work that you have given and displayed, then you're setting yourself up for failure, right? You're setting yourself up for false hope. Aaron's situation is kind of unique. I mean, I told you he's the best quarterback I've ever played against. I mean, there's nothing really he can't do. That's a bad dude. So it's hard to talk about that situation because of the player. He's just that good. There's no ways around that. He's that good. So yeah, it is hard because a lot of the players don't have a say like basketball. It's a little different because a lot of the contracts aren't fully guaranteed. So whenever a guy signs a 5-year, 4-year deal, usually only 2 or 3 years of that deal is guaranteed, right? So once you become on that last year, that guaranteed deal, and I'm just speaking typically, not all the time, but I'm just saying majority of the time, the team can cut you without penalty at that point because the guaranteed money's washed up, or they'll put it to you in a signing bonus. And a lot of times when guys say, "Oh, he restructured," so what happens is a lot of times they will put that money as a signing bonus because it doesn't count against the cap, or a roster bonus that doesn't count against the cap. So only thing that counts against the cap is the 17 weeks that you're actually paid. Your contract is paid through 17 weeks. And after that, any and everything after that is bonus. So that's what happens. And so a lot of times when guys are holding out, they're holding out because they want guaranteed money. They don't care what the contract says because that's kind of fluff. It doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is you're guaranteed. So now with Aaron, obviously, like you said, there's some up and down and discussions about, even roster moves. He wants to win another Super Bowl. He's never hadn't had a first-round receiver in I don't know how long. I know all those stats that came up. So for him and I think his legacy, it was a lot. He probably felt a lot of that pressure. And he's like, you got rid of a lot of my players that I was good. We were making magic with, and they let him go. So naturally, he had to voice his opinion about that, considering some of that didn't really happen to, or you didn't really have it happening to some of the other greats. Like I think he referred to Peyton Manning and other guys that kind of had their squad intact. So, but you do have to understand as a player, it's a business. They're going to do what they feel like what's best for the organization, not necessarily what's best for you. And if you can understand that and how to operate, you can maybe save yourself some of the turmoil. But, you got to be able to understand both sides of that.
Mike Cole, Super Bowl champ on with the Florida Man Radio Show. Mike, we appreciate you for coming on the show today, man. For real, bro. Hey, where people want to follow you, they want to see you. Where can they follow you? What's the social media pages?
Oh, man, I'm _ cosign, COESIGN on Twitter. That's where they can follow me at. Shoot, man, I just appreciate you guys having me on to talk some ball. Anytime that you guys want me to stop by, I'm more than happy to do that, especially with my guy, Jay Gatt, out here setting more records, man. It's a blessing to be a friend with that guy, man. That dude, he's awesome. You sitting there with him, the things that he's doing off the. So success is a habit, man, and this guy has definitely established that habit.
Awesome, bro.
Appreciate it.
Mike Cole, Super Bowl champ on the Florida Man Radio Show. Mike, we appreciate you, man. Have a blessed week, brother.
Appreciate you as well, man. Thank you.
All right, man.
Awesome,
Talk to you a
man.
little later.
Good dude right there. Take a quick break. We'll be back with more Florida Man Radio. Justin Clark Show.
Florida Man Radio.
Orlando. It's Jesse Kelly. It's only right for me to have a home here on Florida Man Radio. Unfiltered and unafraid. That's what you get from me, unapologetically. Take a ride with me and we'll talk everything from pizza to politics. Whether it's tackling serious issues the mainstream media outlets are too scared to touch, or having a good time cracking jokes with all my red-blooded Americans out there, it's all for you weeknights at 7 p.m. on Florida Man Radio. Florida Man Radio.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. Listen every weekday mornings right here on Florida Man Radio. Powered by Anna Jar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Come work at your local Pizza Hut. With flexible scheduling and a fun, fast-paced environment, there's a job for everyone. You could even be a delivery driver making tips from your own car. Apply online at jobs.pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut restaurants are operated by independent franchisees who control their own employee policies and practices.
There's never been a better time to get a pair of gorgeous diamond stud earrings than right now at International Diamond Center. Listen to this. Now, for a limited time, you can get an extra 20% off all diamond stud earrings and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. Let's say that again. You can get a pair of perfectly matched diamond stud earrings, take an extra 20% off IDC's already low price, and spread your payments out over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. IDC's selection of diamond studs has never been better. Hundreds and hundreds of 2 and 4 carat pairs of studs in stock now. Come and upgrade from 1 carat to 2 carats, or from 2 carats to 4 carats. With an offer like this, it's easy to splurge. Imagine a $6,000 pair of diamond studs. Take 20% off the top, then spread the rest over 5 years. That comes to just $80 a month. A $10,000 pair of diamond studs, after the markdown, gets you to $135 a month. Don't miss the biggest sale ever on diamond stud earrings. Now through June 30th only, and only at International Diamond Center. Unapproved credit.
We're in the most active season of the year right now, but you have joint pain. You can't live like you want to. Hip, knee, back, and shoulder pain. It sucks the fun out of living, but I've got great news. Hey, it's Shannon Burke, and QC Kinetics is helping people in Orlando get the fun back with advanced regenerative treatments from the local medical pros at QC Kinetics. Regenerative medicine is the hottest thing going. It's basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body, highly concentrated, and then putting them back into your aching joints. This exciting in-office, non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints, giving you real, lasting relief from pain. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in these cutting-edge, all-natural options, and the patient satisfaction reports are incredible. They have over 100 clinics nationwide, including right here. Yep, you can get real relief from pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Stop putting it off. Call QC Kinetics to learn more about regenerative medicine. 689-244-7980. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics at 689-244-7980.
It's time to think about your lawn. Chinch bugs, sod web worms are all ready to wreak havoc. So head to Do-It-Yourself Pest Products in Fern Park now. Do-It-Yourself Pest Products, 8355 South Highway 1792, Fern Park, 407-830-4505.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $16.50 admission now through the end of June. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Get ready, Central Florida. It's the first annual Down the Hill Soapbox Derby in Mount Dora, Saturday, July 30th. Kids, adults, clubs, and small businesses can compete to win, benefiting Lake County veterans. Visit downthehill.us, presented by Adult Medicine of Lake County.
Tune in to the Lance J Show as we launch our new HealthCast series featuring the best clinical and healthcare administration minds. Saturdays at 2 p.m. and Sundays at 1 p.m. on Florida Man Radio. The Lance J Show, brought to you by our partners at Med Health Clinical, serving the Winter Garden community.
So you've got a clunker in the driveway and you don't know what to do with it? Budget You Pull It. They buy junkers. That's right. Budget You Pull It pays top dollar for junk autos. Call them and they'll give you an appraisal on the spot. Can't drive it in? They'll make arrangements to pick it up. Budget You Pull It. Low-cost auto parts, and they'll buy your junker. Visit them today on 9th Street, just off Highway 50 in Winter Garden, or budgetyoupullit.com.
If you're buying or selling a home, I highly recommend Audrey Christman, advisor with 28 North Group at Engel & Volkers Real Estate. Call Audrey at 407-610-SOLD. That's 407-610-7653. Or visit audrey.28northgroup.com.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Now, back to the Justin Clark Show on Florida Man Radio.
Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
It's way faster than I am.
Listen, for it being your first time on radio, being a co-host, man, you did a great job, bro. I think you got a good future in your podcasting.
You know
honestly,
what? My legs were nervous a little bit. I thought I was nervous, but then I found out you turned the AC down on me. So it might be a rookie move. You know, you was hazing me a little bit.
He figured it out. No, so that's awesome, man. You know, thank you again for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure to have you on, the one and only. You know, from watching you as a little kid, man. You know what I mean? From watching you race, and you know, meeting you at Ferlin's daughter's Sweet 16 to coming here on the show. A very stand-up guy, man. Very likable dude. Stay on that, man. Stay humble. You know, because a lot of people as big as you are, as far as like superstar status, are not like that. And just like Mike Cole just said, just like Ferlin said, you know, man, it's all a testament to you and how you were raised as well, man. So, you know, congratulations first and foremost for being that type of person. And second of all, for you know, letting that bleed onto others as well, man, and continuing with you know with your passion, whatever that may be.
Thank you, man. Thank you, LilShawn. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank Justin. Thank Florida Man Radio for letting me have this time to be able to exercise and stretch my legs in the hosting realm.
Yes, sir.
And all the listeners out there who are consistently listening to the show, thank you for tuning in. I know I'm not the normal Justin that you're used to listening to.
Right.
And the new ones that have come on. And anybody out there who have any questions, you can also reach me at Justin Gatlin on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I'll look to reach out to you. I'm in the process right now, even with LilShawn, talking about starting a podcast.
Yep.
And want to do that, man. So I appreciate you, all the listeners out there. Help support me, and I support you guys.
Again, social media, what can they follow Justin Gatlin?
At Justin Gatlin, my whole name together. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all the same.
Again, Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM. In the Panhandle, Fort Walton Beach, 103.1. And we appreciate you guys. Beanbag Nation, we love you. Have a great morning. Justin Gatlin, thank you once again for coming on the show, man. You killed it, brother. For being the first time you've co-hosted a show, you could have fooled somebody, man. That's awesome, man. Good job, bro, for real.
Appreciate it, man.
Justin Gatlin, myself, LilShawn. Florida Man Radio, we out. See you tomorrow, freaking Friday.
He seemed impressed by the way you came in. Tell us the story. I know you're not boring. I was afraid that you would not insist. You sound so sleepy. Just take this, now leave me. I said, please don't slow me down if I'm going too fast.
Rock Springs, WOTW HD3 Windermere, WXUS HD3 Dunedin, Ocala, WZLB Valparaiso, Florida Man Radio. Florida Man Radio. The views and opinions on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting, management, or its sponsors.
Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, June 9th, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. President Biden's approval rating drops again. The January 6th committee begins primetime hearings. Companies shrink products to disguise inflation. Another migrant caravan heading to the USA. Also ahead, the state of fatherhood in America. But first, the president's approval rating falling to record lows according to a Real Clear Politics polling average. Just 39% now back Joe Biden's job performance. 55% disapprove. A survey from Quinnipiac finds Mr. Biden's support dropping to 35%, almost unheard of. Less than a quarter of independent voters think the president is doing a good job. And according to voters, the biggest threat facing the nation, high prices for just about everything. Democrats probing the January 6th Capitol riot will conduct public hearings this evening on primetime television. The committee goes live at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by a second session Monday. In total, a panel of 9 lawmakers, all anti-Trump people, have interviewed 1,000 people connected to the riot. The event will be broadcast on all the networks and MSNBC and CNN. Again, those vehicles despise Donald Trump. Fox News Channel will not air the hearings, but Fox Business will. Shrinkflation returning to grocery stores. More companies now reducing product sizes to disguise the high costs. Kleenex slashing the number of tissues per package by 8%. Yogurt containers down 15%. Chocolate bars 10% smaller. Folgers coffee shrinking the can by 16%. Even Gatorade ditching their 32-ounce bottle for 28 ounces. But the prices are not falling, obviously. Massive caravan of migrants making its way towards the USA. The group is perhaps 9,000. Nobody really knows, and they're marching up from Guatemala. The 1,300-mile journey to the USA is considered one of the most dangerous in the world. Leaders from the Western Hemisphere are currently huddled at an international summit in Los Angeles. Mexican President Obrador, who could have stopped the caravan, did not show up, thereby insulting President Biden, who asked him to. This is a mess. In a moment, fathers under fire. Right back. Supply chain issues have been a catalyst to bring high-tech manufacturing back to the USA. My tech guy, the founder of Brownstone Research, calls it the Great Recalibration and discusses it in his new newsletter, Near Future Report. For 35 years, Jeff Brown has helped his subscribers safely navigate volatile times to preserve and grow wealth. He also answers your most pressing questions like how to protect your retirement from inflation. What are the implications of a new digital currency and the Great Reset? What will the Fed do with interest rates? And what's going to happen in the stock market this year? Brownstone Research has been at the forefront of major market moves for 35 years. Let Jeff help you by signing up for his newsletter today at a 75% discount, a 12-month subscription. Only $49. So please go to jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com.
Have you downloaded the Florida Man Radio app from your app store yet? Want to know what you're missing out on?
Yes.
Let's break it down. Use the open mic feature to record a 30-second voice message for Bubba the Love Sponge, Justin Clark, or Shannon Burke, and we could play it live on the radio. Catch up on podcasts from all your favorite shows and get all the news you need to know in one spot. And of course, you can listen to Florida Man Radio live from anywhere, 24/7. The Florida Man Radio app. Download it today.
When was the last time you got your AC serviced? Who would you call if your AC stopped working today? If you don't know, then you may be stuck in the heat for a long time. You need to call Four Seasons AC because they have the best customer service in Central Florida and 24-hour same-day service. Don't get stuck in the heat. Call Four Seasons today and ask about their $1,000 rebate on a new unit. 407-295-9231 or check out 4acnow.com. Four Seasons, the AC company you wish you called first.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Father's Day is a week from Sunday, and many